All right, welcome to another deep dive. And today we're looking at this product called Quick AI Profits.
Hmm.
And it seems like it's kind of all over the internet these days.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about it, a lot of buzz, and we're gonna take a look at the sales page and see what's going on, see what it's all about, see if we can kind of unpack some of the claims that they're making about how you can use AI to, build a business, make money online, all this stuff that's kind of in the air right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting how much attention this is getting.
Yeah.
And we've got the sales page here, so we're going to dive right into that.
Okay, so what are some of the first things that jump out at you when you look at this sales page?
Well, the first thing I noticed is that headline, right? Quick AI profits.
Yeah.
It really hits on that sort of desire we all have for quick results,
Mm.
for finding that easy path to success.
Yeah, it's that like kind of like the get rich quick scheme kind of vibe. Oh,
Exactly.
but with AI.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
the modern spin on that classic idea.
Right. Right. And they even say you can make like $238 a day, I think.
Yeah, they throw out some pretty impressive numbers there.
So, let's see. What else is kind of jumping out at you from this page?
Well, one of the things they do is they introduce this guy, Mark Darden.
Oh yeah, Mark Darden.
He's sort of the face of this product.
Okay. And who is this Mark Darden? What did they tell us about him?
So they present him as like a former senior engineer, kind of like this guy who's burnt out,
Hmm.
working the corporate
Like
grind.
a classic story.
Yeah, exactly. And then he discovered AI,
Hmm.
and AI became his ticket to a better life,
To freedom.
to freedom. Yeah, financial freedom, time freedom.
So it's very much playing on that kind of aspirational desire
Exactly.
that a
Yeah.
lot of people have, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, who hasn't felt that, at some point?
Right. Like, man, I wish I could just, quit my job and work from the beach and
Right.
have it all figured out.
Yeah, yeah. So they tap into that really well. And they even tell this story about Mark missing his kid's school play
Oh, right, right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
because he was stuck at work.
Yeah, it's like trying to get that emotional hook in
Yeah.
there.
Exactly. They're trying to make him relatable and make you feel like I've been there.
I understand this guy.
Yeah, I understand this guy.
So okay, so we've got this kind of aspirational figure.
Hmm.
We've got these claims of like making all this money. But how does like what do they actually say about how quick AI profits can help you do this? Like what are the specifics?
Yeah, that's a good question. So they actually lay out 9 different methods.
Okay. 9. That's a lot.
Yeah. 9 different ways that you can supposedly make money with AI.
So what are some of these methods?
Well, some of them are things you might expect, like content creation.
Ah, yes, content creation.
Right.
Using AI to write articles and blog posts and things like that.
Yeah, that seems to be a big one that's getting a lot of attention these days.
Yeah. And then they talk about digital marketing, using AI to create ads, to
Mm,
manage your social media, to target your audience more effectively.
makes sense.
Yeah. And then, they even talk about things like chatbots.
Oh, yeah, chatbots are a big one, too.
Yeah. Building chatbots for businesses.
Yeah.
Even things like voiceovers,
Mm.
using AI to do voiceover work. So it's really a pretty wide range of possibilities that they're presenting.
Yeah, it's like a whole buffet of AI money-making opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to appeal to, a wide audience, I think.
So it's like, no matter what your interests are, no matter what your skills are, there's something here for you.
Right. AI can help you make money. That's the message.
Okay, so let's dive into some of these methods.
Let's start with content creation.
Okay.
They make it sound like AI can just kind of magically, write amazing blog posts,
Right.
create content that's gonna, rank high on Google, bring in all this traffic, and essentially do all the work for you.
Yeah. And, to be fair, AI has gotten pretty good at generating text.
Right.
It can write pretty coherent articles in some cases, but there's definitely more to the story.
Yeah. Like, what are some of the things that they're maybe not telling us about using AI for content creation?
Well, one of the big things is that AI-generated content often needs a lot of human intervention.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a matter of pushing a button.
So it's not like set it and forget it, like they might imply.
No, definitely not. You
Okay.
still need someone to go in there to edit, to make sure it's factually accurate, to make sure it's engaging, to make sure it's written in a way that's going to appeal to your audience.
So there's still a lot of human work involved.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And on top of that, search engines are getting smarter.
Right?
They're starting to be able to detect content that's written by AI.
Interesting.
And in some cases, they're actually penalizing websites
Oh, wow.
that are using too much AI-generated content.
So it's almost like they're playing a game of cat and mouse.
Right. Yeah.
Where Google's trying to, make sure that people are providing like high quality content.
Right.
And these AI tools are trying to, kind of game the system.
Yeah.
And Google's catching on.
Right.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it's not as simple as just, oh, AI can write all my content for me and I'll be rich.
No, definitely not.
Okay. All right, let's move on to another one of their methods here.
Right.
Digital marketing services.
Yeah.
So what do they say about AI and digital marketing?
Well, they're essentially saying that, AI can help you
Hmm.
with all aspects of digital marketing. So things like creating targeted ads, managing your social media, analyzing data,
Yeah.
and basically becoming, like a marketing guru overnight. That's kind of the idea that they're putting forward.
Yeah, and that makes sense, right? Because digital marketing has become such a huge thing.
Right.
There's so many different platforms, so many different, strategies. It's hard to keep up with it all.
Right.
So the idea that AI could kind of, take over some of those tasks, and kind of, make it easier for us is definitely appealing.
Yeah. But again, it's not quite as simple as they make it sound.
Okay, so what are they not telling us?
Well, for one thing, effective digital marketing requires a deep understanding of your audience.
Right.
You need to know who you're trying to reach,
Yeah.
what their interests are, what their pain points are.
Right.
And AI can help you gather data about your audience. Right.
But it can't tell you how to connect with them on an emotional level. It can't tell you what kind of message is going to resonate with them.
Yeah.
That requires human intuition and creativity.
So it's like AI can be like the assistant, but it can't be the strategist.
Right.
Like it can provide you with information.
Right.
It can help you execute tasks.
Right.
But it can't really come up with the big picture idea.
Right. Exactly. And, another thing is digital marketing is constantly changing.
Right.
So you need to be able to adapt,
Yeah.
to experiment, to try new things. And that requires human intelligence.
Okay, so AI might be able to write your Facebook ads for you
Right.
or schedule your tweets, but it can't really tell you is this the right strategy?
Right.
Is this actually going to work?
Exactly.
Am I targeting the right people?
Exactly.
And all that stuff. Okay, so it's more nuanced than they present it.
Right. All right, let's do one more. Let's talk about chatbots,
Okay.
because this is another one that they're really pushing.
Yeah.
And it seems like every website you go to these days has a chatbot popping up.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
What are you looking for? So what do they say about chatbots and how AI can help you, make money with chatbots?
Well, the idea is that, you can use AI to design these custom chatbots for businesses to handle customer inquiries,
Yeah.
to provide support,
Yeah.
to basically automate that whole process.
Right. So you don't have to, hire a bunch of customer service reps
Right.
to sit there and answer the same questions over and over again.
Exactly. And that could be a huge time saver for businesses.
Right.
And, potentially a cost saver as well.
Yeah, so it's definitely appealing,
Right.
like in theory.
Right.
But what are they not telling us about this?
Well, building a truly effective chatbot, one that can understand complex questions, provide personalized responses, that's not easy to do. It requires a lot of training.
So it's more than just like plugging in some keywords and letting the AI do its thing.
Right. Yeah. You need to carefully design the chatbot's conversational flow. You need to train it on a massive data set of information.
Right.
So that it can actually understand what people are asking it.
Right. So it's not just like giving canned responses.
Right. Exactly. And, even then, you're probably going to need to go in there and make adjustments. Refine its responses, make sure that it's actually providing a good user experience.
So So it's another case where, AI can be a tool, but it's not like a magic bullet. It's
Exactly.
not going to solve all your problems for you.
Right. You still need that human oversight.
Okay, so it seems like, with all these methods, they're really pushing the idea that AI can make you money, but there's definitely more to the story
Yeah.
than they're letting on.
Yeah, they're definitely simplifying things a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's let's take a look at the proof they offer.
Okay.
Because they have all these screenshots of people making all this money, and
Right.
they have testimonials from people who are supposedly, living the dream.
Yeah, the drink life.
Thanks to quick AI profits. So how much weight should we give these claims?
Well, that's the million-dollar question,
Right.
isn't it? I mean, it's natural to be drawn to those stories of success.
Right.
Those big numbers, those screenshots of, earnings. It's very tempting. But we need to remember that marketing is all about persuasion.
Hmm. So how do we kind of see through that persuasion?
Well, first of all, we need to ask ourselves, are these earnings claims verifiable?
Right.
Are they backed up by real data,
Hmm.
or are they just, anecdotal evidence?
And what about those testimonials? I mean, how do we know if those are real people or just, paid actors
Right.
or made up stories?
Yeah. And that's a tough one, you know. It's hard to know for sure.
So we need to be a little bit skeptical.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yep.
We've kind of unpacked some of the key methods that Quick AI Profits is promoting. We've talked about some of the things that they're not telling us.
Right.
And we've started to kind of look at the proof that they offer.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot more to explore.
Right. A lot more to unpack.
So we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
and we'll be right back to dive even deeper into Quick AI Profits.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right. Okay, so we're back. And we were talking about the proof that Quick AI Profits offers, all those screenshots of earnings and the testimonials.
Yeah, yeah.
But you were saying we need to be a little skeptical. Right, right. Because, they might not tell the whole story.
Okay, so what are some things we should look for when we see those kinds of, testimonials and earnings claims?
Well, first of all, you want to see if there are any specific details.
Mm-hmm.
Do they actually tell you like how they made that money?
Right.
What specific strategies they used?
Okay.
Because if it's just vague, like, this is amazing, I made a ton of money, that doesn't really tell you anything.
Right, right. It could be anybody. It
Exactly.
could be made up.
Yeah, and also, are there any red flags?
Like what?
Like, does the language sound too good to be true?
Okay.
Are they making promises that seem unrealistic? Those are things to watch out for.
So basically, we need to use our critical thinking skills.
Exactly.
Don't just take everything at face value. Okay, good advice. One thing that Quick AI Profits does talk about is, jobs that are at risk because of AI.
Oh, yeah, they have a whole section on that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they present that, because on the one hand, they're kind of highlighting the potential of AI, to disrupt industries and create new opportunities.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they're also kind of playing on people's fears.
Right. Like, hey, if you don't get on board with AI, you're going to be left behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scare tactic.
So how do we make sense of that? Like, is AI really going to take all our jobs?
Well, it's definitely going to change the job market.
Okay.
Some jobs are going to be automated. That's for sure.
Right.
But new jobs are also going to be created. We've seen this happen throughout history with technological advancements.
Right. Right.
So it's not necessarily a doom and gloom scenario.
Yeah.
But it's important to be aware of the changes that are happening.
And to be adaptable.
Exactly.
Okay. So, along with all the claims and the scare tactics, Quick AI Profits also offers a bunch of bonuses.
Oh, yeah. The bonuses, they love to throw those in.
Yeah. It's like, but wait, there's more.
Right. They give you all these extra things like templates and guides and stuff like that.
Yeah, like done-for-you prompts, AI image libraries.
Yeah, all sorts of goodies.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to sweeten the deal.
Exactly. Make it seem even more irresistible.
And then, of course, they have the money-back guarantee.
Oh, right, the guarantee. Can't forget that.
Yeah, it's like that safety net.
Yeah, try it risk-free.
Exactly.
But, even with the guarantee, you still have to be careful.
Right, because it's still your time and energy.
Exactly. You're still investing something.
So it's not completely risk-free.
Right, right. There's always a cost.
Right. So we've got the claims, we've got the scare tactics, we've got the bonuses, we've got the guarantee. It's like they're really throwing everything at us to try to get us to buy this product.
Yeah, it's a pretty classic sales pitch.
So how do we cut through all the noise and figure out if quick AI profits is actually legit?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about in the next segment.
Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break to continue our deep dive into quick AI profits. All right, so we're back. And we were just talking about how quick AI profits is using all these like classic sales tactics
Mhm.
to try to convince us to buy this product.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they kind of paint this picture
Mhm.
of you sitting on a beach somewhere,
Right.
sipping a cocktail while the AI does all the work.
And the money just rolls in.
Exactly. But, we need to be realistic here.
Yeah, it sounds a little too good to be true.
Right. Building a successful online business, even with AI, takes work. It takes effort. It takes strategy.
So it's not just about like pushing a button and letting the AI do its thing.
No, definitely not. You still need to understand your market.
Right.
You need to know how to connect with your audience.
Mhm.
You need to be able to adapt and change your approach as needed.
So AI can be a tool, but it's not a replacement for all that human stuff.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
that brings us to a really important point,
Okay, what's that?
market saturation.
Yeah. What happens when everyone have access to these same AI tools?
Right. Because, quick AI profits is promoting these tools as a way to get ahead,
Mm.
to stand out from the crowd. But what if everyone's using the same
It's
tools?
not really an advantage anymore, right?
Exactly. So, we have to think about what's going to set us apart.
Okay. So what do you think? What's going to be the key to success in this kind of, AI powered future?
Well, I think it's going to be those uniquely human skills. Things like creativity, critical thinking, empathy.
Okay. So the things that AI can't do.
Right. Because, AI can generate content,
Right.
but can it really connect with people on an emotional level?
Mm.
Can it tell a story that resonates?
Right. It can write the words, but it can't necessarily like, infuse it with that human touch.
Exactly. And I think that's what people are going to be looking for.
Hmm.
As more and more content is generated by AI, the stuff that's created by humans
Right.
is going to stand out.
Yeah, it's going to be more valuable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, my advice to anyone who's thinking about using AI to build a business online
Okay.
is to focus on developing those human skills
Hmm.
along with the technical skills.
So don't just be a user of AI, be a master of your craft.
Right. Be a storyteller, be a visionary, be a creator.
All right. So I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we sign off?
I think the most important thing is to approach AI with a balanced perspective.
Mm.
It's a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet.
Right.
It's not going to solve all our problems.
And it's not going to take all our jobs.
Right, exactly. So, be aware of the potential, be aware of the risks,
Mm.
and use it wisely.
Okay, so be smart, be creative, and keep diving deep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.